Once upon a time, in a vibrant animal kingdom where creatures of all kinds lived together, a grand feast was announced by the king of the birds. Every animal was excited, but one clever and greedy creature, Tortoise, had a cunning plan to join the feast. Tortoise, who couldn't fly, approached the birds with sweet words. He convinced them to lend him their feathers, promising to represent them well at the feast. The birds, trusting his charm, agreed and gave him feathers, transforming him into a winged creature. The day of the feast arrived, and Tortoise, now looking like a bird, flew to the sky with the others. The feast was a magnificent sight, tables overflowing with delicious fruits, grains, and honey. But Tortoise had a trick up his sleeve. He declared that his new name was All of You. As the feast began, the king of the birds rose to speak. "This food," he announced, "is for all of you." The birds cheered with joy, but Tortoise, who had declared his name to be All of You, smiled cunningly. "That means it's all mine," he said, and the birds, not realizing the trick, watched as the food was served to him alone. The birds were furious when they realized they had been tricked. They decided to teach Tortoise a lesson. As the feast ended, they took back their feathers, leaving Tortoise stranded in the sky. Tortoise had no way to return to the ground, so he begged the birds to send a message to his wife, asking her to prepare a soft landing. But the birds, still angry, told her to lay out sharp objects instead. Tortoise fell from the sky and landed hard, breaking his shell into many pieces. He managed to piece it back together, but the cracks remained as a reminder of his greed and trickery. And so, to this day, tortoises have cracked shells. And that, dear friends, is how the tortoise got its cracked shell. The lesson? Greed and deception always lead to downfall. Until next time, let's keep our hearts honest and kind.